Howdy folks, it's Tall Turtle here. Welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator, and we are in the middle of the Mount Fuji bush trip with the latest Japan update. Leg 2 today. I assume you know what's going on if you're watching Leg 2 already, so that's all you get for introduction. Let's jump right in and see how this goes. Alright, looks like it puts us back in the plane already running again, so it's very watered down behind the scenes stuff, like I said, so that's fine. We used to have to start the plane cold and dark, get it out there, fill it with fuel, do all these things, use ATC, but ATC isn't even available. I don't think this is live weather, it's too perfect and easy. So yeah, very simplified bush trip compared to what we have been doing for the past 40 some bush trips. I think we're over 60 bush trips now total, maybe. But anyway, we've done them all. Sunrise again, they reset the time for us, which is fine. That's pretty cool. If I would have continued without restarting everything, then perhaps it would have been the same time. I don't know. But anyway, let's go down here if we can find those light switches, which I can't see anything. There we go. We're just going to turn some lights on just to make our life a little easier here. Conditions are up this time because they weren't last time. Oh, they're not even responding. There we go. Props. Whoop, don't shut down on me. No, no. Don't shut down on me. Oh, no. Oops. I shouldn't have touched anything. Because look what happened. Oh, well. We do know how to start it, so I'm just going to start it back up, I think. Otherwise, I'll just restart the flight. Stop talking, please. There it goes. Okay. Jeez Louise. Anyway. While that's restarting, let's keep reading. I assume he's watched the first video, like I said, so we're just going to keep going as though we have one continuous video that's just broken up. Let's think of it that way. I don't know if we're going to do 2 legs in this one. I enjoy taking our time and keeping most of the leg in the first video. New way of doing this. Haven't done that way before. Maybe we'll do it again. So maybe just this leg. You already know because of the title. I don't know while I record. Alright, we're going to lift off and turn 307 degrees. Gain a visual on Mount Hotaka, the highest peak in the distance. Climb to 12,000 feet above sea level. The mountain is tied to the mount with Aino as the 3rd highest in Japan. The mountain is part of the Hida Mountains or Northern Japanese Alps and lies within Chubu Sengaku National Park. Carefully balance speed with rate of climb during ascent to this lake, which we already have experienced coincidentally in this exact airplane from this exact runway heading to the exact mountain. We did this ourselves about a week ago, maybe, depending on how far I'm spacing out my videos. So we know how to do this part. Alrighty. Took different airplanes to do it, but we end up in this one. So we know we can do it. So let's do that. We're just going to read one at a time, just like we did the first video. I really enjoyed that. Slowing down instead of like, read them all, fly, be done. And combined legs. Just too much, too fast. So we're going to use my Logitech multi-panel. On my desk, it's at autopilot, which you can see right here. 12,000 feet it said, I'm pretty sure. I'm just going to set it to that. I'm pretty sure that's what it said. There's 12,000. And we'll get ready with the vertical speed button. You can hear me clicking things around. And there we go. We'll hand fly out of here until we line up GPS. And then we will use autopilot because we can, not because we have to. We don't need it. We know how to fly without it, but we're going to use it. We're going to continue to use GPS because we can. Again, we don't need it, except we need to maybe adjust this. Hang on, because it still thinks you're going there. So let's see if I can remember how to do this quickly. It's been a while. I used to have this down very fast. If you go to flight plan, and then we move, nope. How do we get up here? How do we get up there? Do we push this? Yes. And then we tell it to go to 8, direct to 8, and then it should go direct to 8. There we go. Turn off flight plan. There we go. Now it's the right spot. Otherwise it wouldn't have sent us to the right spot. See if that even changed too. Okay, cool. I'm glad I remembered that part. Alright, flaps down, right? Yes, they are. We're ready to go. I don't know what I'm waiting for. Let's just get out of here. Again, I'm wearing my headphones. I've been taking them off during the sightseeing a little bit to give my head a rest, otherwise I get severe headaches. But so far so good. So like I said, I want to keep using my headphones if I can. Except I think my cord is broken because it keeps going out. Brakes to stop the wheels. Flaps coming up. But if I start yelling, it's because of my headphones. Trim this thing back because flaps are up. Let's get on the purple line with autopilot. So we want to aim for Y so we can get up to altitude as quickly as possible. So let's see here. We'll adjust to whatever that is in a minute. Let's get things set up, then we'll look around. It's going to be really cool as we climb. We'll see the sun come up. Oh boy, my headphones are just like cutting out. I don't know if it's my jack, my headphone cable, or I don't know what it is. But anyway, you don't even hear that, so who cares? Alrighty, let's see here. Let's just keep climbing ourselves. We'll try to keep it on Y as best as we can. 1,800 feet it says. Once the purple line crosses, we'll engage autopilot. Then we'll look around, because we have seen this place, but not at sunrise. So that's super cool. I don't think we need to worry about icing. It's above freezing. It's 11 Celsius. We do have anti-icing in this plane, though. Look at that. I accidentally trimmed it perfectly for climb. I'm not even touching my yoke. So autopilot nav, vertical speed, let's do, was it 1,800 feet per minute, I think it was, to keep it at Y. We will have to lower that as we climb, but everything is firewalled. We're definitely going to get up there in time, because we're already at 4,000 feet, so I don't think we need a circle to climb. If we do, we will. Sorry, I think I'm probably yelling, but I don't think we need to circle to climb. I think we're plenty fine, because it's only 10,000 feet anyway. Anyway, okay, this is frustrating. I'm trying to get a good volume in my headphones and it keeps oh, it's not cutting out. Just because they don't use it and it was dirty, speeding it back and forth. Now it's perfect. Oh, good. Oh, wonderful. Okay. Anyway, those of you who know how electronics and pots work and things, if you spin it when they're dirty, it just cleans itself out. I just had to do that, and it's beautiful. All right, I can hear now without yelling. Maybe I'll yell more. Oh, check that out. Did you see that? There's this city going up that mountain, or roads going up that mountain. That's crazy. Anyway, let's see. What are we looking at here? Yeah, perfect. Yeah, we're just above Y, 1,800 feet per minute. Halfway up. Everything should be fine. All lights and everything are ready to go. Don't have to worry about it. And according to this, we might make it. Green is fine, yellow is fine, but iffy. Red is not good. But we need all this to turn yellow or green, preferably green, before we get here. Alright, it's going to take a little bit longer to get out there than they say because we are climbing. Whoop, we're drop below Y, so let's go down to 1,600 feet per minute, see if that increases our speed a little bit. Flaps are up, right? Yep. Alrighty, climb. I don't need to talk the whole time, but maybe I will because there's a lot to talk about. I did take a picture from the drone at a reservoir in this national park at a rest house in a dam. Sent it to my friend, and we made it our texting background. So it's super cool. Every time I open up a text with her, it looks like I was literally there in Japan. It's such good quality. And there we go. Alrighty, we're climbing. Everything is still fine. No, it's not. Let's go down to 1,400 feet per minute climb. I guess we might have to circle. No, we're not. We'll be fine. Worst case, we get to here and we go around. We're in the red, though. I'm going to keep in the red just a minute. Alrighty, I'm going to take my break with my voice, and I'll see you in a couple thousand feet. Okay, we're not at 12,000 feet yet, and you only saw one thing of sightseeing, but I wanted to enjoy this with you because the sun just popped up above the mountains right there. And I wanted to enjoy this with you. And it's just beautiful. I love sharing this with you all because I think most of my viewers don't even have flight sim. They just like to watch it. So I was always under the impression that everybody had flight sim, everybody knew more about it than I did, but as it turns out, that is not necessarily the case. So I like showing this to you all. And I get a lot of random people who aren't even looking at flight sim. They're just looking for stuff about their tiny towns or their areas, and they'll Google it or YouTube it, and a video of mine comes up, and the quality is so good that they can use it as a reference of what their area looks like in real life, and then they become a subscriber. So pretty cool. I seem to have a very unique subscriber base in that regard. I'm very proud of it and happy about it. So there's a big old mountain, which we went over before in another video, so if you want to check that out, go ahead. Alrighty, so let's see, turn my volume back up now that I can, and let's see, bring back throttles a little bit so we stay out of the red, maybe come back, there we go. Alrighty, yeah, I guess, trying to find more things to say, but I don't have to say everything. Once over the mountain, which we're over right now, turn 4 degrees, heading and gain a visual on the long, narrow South Lake, which we have seen before too. Follow the original line directly west of the lake and sight Mount Tate. The prominent peak lies due west of the north end of the lake. A narrow, winding reservoir. One of Japan's 3 holy mountains, the others being Mount Fuji and Mount Haku. Mount Tate is also called Mount Tateyama. The peak is part of the Hida Mountains and stands at 9,892 feet above sea level. So anyway, we're going to fly towards there. What is that? POI 9 or user 9 or whatever. Oh, let's zoom out a little bit. We're a little too close to see what's going on. Anyway, it's all black, so we're all well above danger. There's the Sea of Japan right there. We cannot see over the entire island from here. Tokyo would be back there. Which they didn't actually point out, but we did. Well, I guess we didn't really go by Tokyo. That's on the side of the mountain. Anywho, at 12,000 feet, we cannot see over the entire over the mountain. I'm so distracted by the scenery and the clouds. That brings up another thing. Last night, my wife and I were sitting in the backyard watching airplanes land because we're under the flight path of Minneapolis Airport, and they use runway 12 left and right. And looking at the clouds, sunset was perfect. It was this color. And I'm like, man, that looks just like Flight Sim. And she kind of rolls her eyes because I compare everything to Minecraft and Flight Sim. Yep. Anyway, those are my escapes. Alright, we're back in the red on that throttle. There we go, bring it back a little bit. Okay, cool. Alright, so we're looking at Mount Tate straight in front of us. It's 4 minutes out, so I want to shut my trap for a minute. Keep an eye on our speed because it is getting kind of low for some reason. Probably because I brought throttles back. And we're exactly where they want us to be because look at, we're following the little gates for the flight plan. Very interesting. I'm sure you can turn it off, but it's kind of cool. And I'll see you in just a moment. Looks beautiful, but we're about to hang on. Look, this is the lake we were at, and I put the drone right there. And there's a dam and a rest house, and we took a photo from this rest house, and I sent it to my friend, and it looks super real, even more real than it does from up here, with the waves and everything. And now it's our text background looking that way. So I don't think I have the original photo. I think I modified it for the text, but yeah, it was beautiful. All you have to do is watch that video though, and you'll see it with your own eyes. But anyway, there we go. Okay, there's the other peak we're supposed to look for. So while we're flying to it, and I'm going to go literally right over it, let's read about the next greatest thing here. I think that puts us POI 10, right? Yeah. Ooh, this one's really close. Once over Mount Tate, which is right there, turn onto a 39-degree heading and gain a visual on Mount Shiroma, a prominent peak in the distance. The mount is located in the height of mountains. It stands at 9,600 feet above sea level. As you approach the mountain, you should be able to resolve the Sea of Japan in the northwest distance. We were already looking at the Sea of Japan, but okay. So that peak must be right here because it's pretty close. I mean, it could be that, but I think it's this because it's 4 minutes and 5 seconds away. Let's just minimize that for a second. It's 4 minutes 5 seconds away, and that's about how far away that is. Yes. Oh, how are we doing on fuel? I didn't refuel. Oh, we got plenty. Oh, that's a question that hasn't come up in a while, but it actually has come up on my comments lately. Is how do you refuel your plane? Because there are airports that literally don't have fuel, and you have to get fuel into your plane. So what you do is you go into the controls and you look for repair and refuel, and you map it to something on your keyboard. So for me, it's Control R. If I do Control R, it fills up my fuel and repairs any damage to the plane. And that is an old trick from way back at the beginning of Flight Sim when there was a fuel bug or something. So they needed a way to get you some fuel. So they're like, here's a hot fix. There's repair, refuel. Use that. Map it. Use it. And I've just been using it ever since. That was like the beginning of the Flight Sim. So I still use it. Repair and refuel. It might have changed names since then, but I don't think so. So that's what you got to do, and then you can refuel your plane. I've had to do that in flights with the Jetstar because that thing really drinks fuel. So I will repair and refuel in the middle of flight with the Jetstar until they fix the fuel flow. Anyway, my wife's texting in the background, but it's just a phone game between classes. She's name is Professor, and she's teaching night classes tonight, which is why I'm doing some flight sim because I need a break from piano. So here we go. Let's see. There's a Sea of Japan right in front of us, as they said. It looks like clouds. I mean, those are clouds, but under the clouds is the sea. Look at it. It's not haze or anything. There's the sea, which we have already been looking at for a while now. But there it is. Anywho, all right, that's a lot of chit chat. So let me check speed. We're good. Everything is fine. There's the mountain we're looking for. When we get there, we'll read the next thing. All right, checking out the city there. Okay, save icon because we made it to Mount Tate or whatever it's called. So here we go. We're gonna turn. Whoops, and now I closed it on accident. I gotta do all this again. All right, so we're gonna turn our heading. That's where we are, right? We're heading towards 11, or am I off again? No, we're heading towards 11. Okay, I finally am on track. Turn to 60-degree heading over Mount Shiroma and sight Niigata, an active volcano that stands at 7,900 feet. I just named the mountain below us the wrong thing, didn't I? I said it was Tate. It's not. It was Shiroma. Man, I gotta just slow down everything. 7,000 feet above sea level. Really? It's right there. It looks higher than that, because what are we at? 12,000. Interesting. The peak has a conical form that rises above the surrounding terrain. For visual reference, it lies northwest of Otomi Lake, which has a distinctive V shape. How are you supposed to see the lake from up here? I mean, maybe on the map, but how are you going to see it? There's the V-shaped lake, and it's just north of it as advertised, but how are you going to see it? Anyway, doesn't matter. All right, 5 minutes out till we get to Niigata, and then we'll read about more when we get there. Those of you who didn't watch the first video, first of all, why not? Secondly, Japan, this is interesting. I mentioned that at the same time they released this Japan update for Flight Sim, they also released an announcement that Forza Horizon 6 is coming out in 2026 in Japan. So that's super cool. Of course I'm going to get it. Even though I have love-hate for racing games, I love them, but I get very stressed out for some reason. But I like Forza Horizon because of the activities. It's enough simulator-ish that you have to know how to actually race, but it's arcade-ish enough that it's super fun too. There's the V-shaped lake. So I'll get it. I can't wait, but I'm going to take a totally different approach. Just like I said before, I'm also a completionist, so with Forza Horizon 5, I wanted to complete every single achievement and accolade, but you have to race every week in order to do it, and if you miss a week, you miss out on some achievements, accolades, and things, because you have to earn things to do the achievements or accolades, and there's no way to complete it, so I'm not going to worry about completing everything. I'll complete what I want to, but I'm going to complete everything. Why am I talking about that in the flight sim? Because a lot of you watch my Forza Horizon videos also, even though I don't make many of them. A lot of you do watch both. So just announcing that I will get the game when it comes out. I'll get the deluxe version like usual. I'm an adult with adult money. I can afford it sometimes. Not always. Sometimes. And I'll just make some videos of it. So a lot of you have been asking for more Forza videos when Forza Horizon was the hottest thing. So with FH6, I will try to make more videos for y'all. Alrighty, there's the mountain right there with this conical shape and the V-shaped lake. So I'm going to shut my trap again. I'll see you in 3 minutes. Well, my time, 3 minutes. Enjoy. Alright, about to head under us. So let's actually go outside for this, I think. And you can see it like this, right? Not too unrealistic to be outside these days because people are putting 360 cameras on selfie sticks on their airplanes now in real life, and it looks like they have an outside view like flight sim, but it's real life. In fact, there was a real life flight, was it Trent Palmer I was watching? He does that now. He'll put a selfie stick with the 360 camera, so it looks like kind of like this when he's flying. It looks kind of like that, and we all know it's real. We all know how he did it, but all these comments were people saying, "Oh, that's really good flight sim, blah blah blah," because Trent Palmer's livery is in flight sim if you want to get it. And there's a volcano, by the way, and all these people like would not believe it was real because of the position of his camera. There's a V-shaped lake, and it's like, what? It's like, catch up, people. Real life people are putting cameras outside of the airplanes now, and it looks like this. It's amazing, but people don't want to believe it. So anyway, shorter mountains, still snow-capped, very beautiful. Alrighty, we're already flying towards the next thing. We haven't even read about it yet. How's feel? How's everything? Everything is fine. Alrighty, so we're looking for POI 12, which is down here. Once over Niigata Yakiyama, adjust heading slightly to the north and fly towards the coastal city of Zotsu. As you descend to 7,500 feet, you hear me click in my multi-panel. 7,000. Whoops. Once you start spinning it jumps quickly. So there's 7,500. And we're going to descend at, let's do 1,100 feet per minute. And keep an eye on our speed. So let's bring back throttles now, before it's too late. Because if you do overspeed, you do crash the plane and have to redo that. Well, you don't have to do the whole leg anymore. You can start from the last waypoint. But sometimes that's challenging because you don't know what altitude and speed they're going to put you at. And in the mountains, that's scary. Alright, we'll keep an eye on our speed here as we descend. And then the flight plan cages are below us. Or gates, I guess you'd call it. Alrighty, let's see. Descend to 7,500. The city is located where the river meets the sea and is known for its textile industry. So let's close that up. Let's look out here. There's going to be a city here. It's going to be beautiful. There's the river leading to the sea, so that's where the city is. You can see ports and things too. And you can see, I thought that is land over there. You can see land. That's Korea, right? Let me check the map quick. That should be Korea. No, we're just looking at islands. Never mind. Because Korea's way over here. Yeah, I was gonna say there's no way we can see Korea from here. There's no way at this altitude. We're just looking at other lands. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. I was wondering about that. There's no way you can see. Yeah. Okay, sorry, I'm just admiring the view. Alrighty, we're gonna come down in time to get a good view of the city. I think so. Let's increase our descent, I guess. 1,500 feet, bring back throttles even more, so we don't overspeed. And I would like to give you some sightseeing without me yapping, but I really got to keep an eye on the speed, because it will climb. See, it already climbed 6 knots. So you got to be really careful. So anyway, there's the city up ahead. There's the sun still rising. And the mountain ranges behind us, the pretty lakes. Just beautiful. That might be Korea way over there, maybe. I don't know. That looks too close. I mean, too far. It's too close. I think it's too far away. I think. I could be wrong. But, oh good, we're holding speed. And now we're climbing speed, but there's about 7,500, so we should be fine. There's the city. Not sure why they want us to 7,500. We'd be able to see more if we were lower, but it's still beautiful. It is more realistic up here, probably. Check that out. Very, very nice. I did check out Google Maps while we're descending, and that might actually be North Korea and Russia. It's possible, I guess, because there is no other land here like there was back there. So that's very possible that we are looking across the sea, even from 7,500 feet. Ooh, let's get that speed going again. Let's not drop speed. I'm going to firewall it, see how it goes. All right, a minute out from the city. Let's hop outside and have a peek. It is beautiful. Good altitude. Whoever planned this bush trip selected a great altitude for this. Oh, that's beautiful. Much better than those other cities we were looking at. And there's the big river. There are all the ports. More mountains over there. And how's our speed doing? We shouldn't need to worry about overspeeding from here at this altitude, but we do got to be careful. Alright, looking out the window, there's some farmland. And back there's a city. See how the river divides a little bit? Not atypical whatsoever. Alright, we're good on our speed. I don't need to worry about it. So let's read about the next thing, which is going to be 13. Lucky 13, my favorite number. Once over Zotsu, continue following the coastline as you descend to 5,000 feet. Now, I feel like we have ATC working with us a little bit here. So 5,000 feet on my multi-panel, and we're going to bring things down. Let's go 1,500 feet per minute, which is going to be a quick descent. It's only 1,500 feet. Let's bring throttles back quickly. Oh my, that would have been a bummer. Still bring them back. Too close for comfort. 5,000 feet passed by Mount Yoyama, a sacred local landmark that rises directly off the sea. That must be right here, right on the GPS, which is right there in the glaring sunlight. We need to keep an eye on our speed while we do this. Continue to the city of Kashiwazaki, home of the Kashiwazaki Korea nuclear power plant, the most powerful nuclear generation facility in the world by output at 8.212 gigawatts. Okay, cool. I'm sure that's going to be modeled beautifully. And then we'll read about our airport after we see the nuclear power plant. So I'm just keeping an eye on my speed as we descend quickly here. And also enjoying the views. Let's bring back throttles a little bit so I can hop outside, but I'm just checking out the Minecraft clouds. There we go. Ooh, look at that crosswind. Goodness gracious. It's not that bad, I guess, but The city along the water. Do they have beaches here in Japan? I've never heard people talk about beaches in Japan. I'm sure there are beaches in Japan, right? There have to be. But I've literally never, ever heard people talk about beaches in Japan. Of course, they talk about Hawaii all the time. They talk about, Europe and Brazil and South America. But I've never heard anybody talk about Japanese beaches. Huh, interesting. I'm going to do some research on that. I'll ask my friend who's going to Japan next year. I told everybody about that. A little bit of overshare. One of my wife's best friends speaks Japanese. She's obsessed with Japan. She's never been there. She's going next year. She has a flight there. No planned flight return. So she doesn't know if she's going to be there 3 months, 3 years. She has no idea what she's going to do. She has no plans for where she's going to stay. She's just going to fly there, land, and figure it out when she lands. That's how she is. More power to her. I think people who can do that are amazing. My wife used to kind of do that when we were 25. But at almost 50, no, we can't do that anymore. This particular friend is slightly younger than us, so she has the energy. Also no partner, no kids, so she can do whatever she wants anytime she wants. But anyway, good for her. I couldn't do it myself, but I am excited for her and looking forward to her updates when she's there. So anyway, I've been telling her about these flights I've been doing and sending her screenshots. And anyway, there you go. So there is the mountain. We are looking for the power plant, but it's going to be a little bit... Whoops, let's get our speed back. So I'm going to manage our speed and navigation, and I'm going to give you some sightseeing once I level off or steady off my speed, and I'll see you in just a minute. Alright, I'm outside, looking at the rainstorm right there, trying to figure out where this power plant is. And I thought it was going to be super duper obvious. But either I'm looking in the wrong spot and I'm ahead of myself, or it's in here somewhere and I'm just not going to be able to spot it. So that's kind of weird, because we should be right over it. I mean, it looks beautiful, I just don't see this nuclear power plant. Oops, what did I do? I just hit a weird button on my keyboard. That was very strange. Okay, let's keep our speed up. I don't know why it's slowing down. I guess because I was sightseeing, I was scared. That's POI 13. Yeah, the power plant. Oh well. Anyway, let's see. From here, continue following the Sea Japan coastline to the northeast city of Niigata. Niigata is the capital and most populous city of Niigata Prefecture, and is the largest city in the country along the Sea of Japan. The area inland is called the Echigo Plain, which is known as one of Japan's most important rice-growing regions. Descend and land at runway 10, which is like east-northeast, basically. Well, north-northeast, I guess. And located directly on the coastline. No, runway 10's 100. No, that's east-southeast, right? 100 is just south of 90. So east and then south. It's not southeast, it's east-southeast. Got it. I think I told you my 16-point compass story years ago, didn't I? I'll tell it again in a minute once we get established. Alrighty, runway 10. It's going to be kind of like a fly straight in situation. Just a little bit dogleg to the right. And we're 13 minutes out. And we're at 5,000 feet. So it's a little early to descend. Looks like it's on the water, so we'll, 0 feet basically. So we're coming down a minute, but let me get you out for just a moment here while we look around. I think our speed is stable. Yeah, stable enough. When I was a kid, I used to rush through everything just because, I don't know, I felt like I had more important things to do as like a 5-year-old, 8-year-old child. So it was quantity over quality when I was a younger kid. Plus I had no support from my parents, blah blah blah, Gen X, that type of thing. Making food for my sister at 8 years old, home alone at 5, you get the idea. So I had a homework assignment. I got all my homework done in school normally. I just worked ahead because the assignments were on the board. I just didn't listen to the teacher. I got straight A's. It's just I could have paid more attention. But we had to go home and we had to talk to our parents and learn about a 16-point compass. So 4-point north, south, east, west. 8-point northwest, southwest, east. Whatever that stuff. I could not figure out what a 16-point compass was. My dad didn't care. He was too busy watching like Monday Night Football. My mom was too busy. Well, I won't tell you what she was doing because I don't want the video to get demonetized. But she was doing things that were not helping, not helpful. And, sorry, I'm distracted by that huge river. See that? Anyway, so I just made up stuff. I'm just putting random letters. And then all these kids had the homework done. And I'm like, how did all these people figure it out and I couldn't? So I felt really deflated. And they're like, well, I looked in the encyclopedia. My parents called my grandma. They had all these reasons how they did it. We had an encyclopedia at home, but I don't even know where it was. It was probably behind other stuff. And so then I learned what a 16-point compass was, and I never forgot it because that was one of the very few assignments that I failed. I think I failed 2 assignments in my life. That was one of them. So I'm like, okay, to make up for it, I will learn the 16-point compass, which is easy, right? You got like north, northeast, northeast, east, northeast, east, then east, south, east, southeast, south, southeast, and go around. And I'll never forget it, which as an adult is no big deal, but when you're like 10 years old, that was huge, huge deal. So anyway, there you go. There's my 16-point compass story. Who knew there could be a story about a compass? But here we are, right? Anywho, all right, 10 minutes, so I'll give you sightseeing for a moment, and then we'll start descending soon. I'll see you then. I'm going to rest my voice. Right, the airport is 6.5 minutes out. It's out there somewhere along the water, I guess. Hard to see with the sun, but that's okay. I've been looking at a spot this entire time that I thought was on the windshield, but it was actually a spot on my monitor. Okay, it's gone now. You see the opposite. You think it's on your monitor, but it's on the windshield in the plane. I'm enjoying all these rivers. They almost come together. I wonder if they're suitable for kayaking. I love kayaking so much. I wish I could do more of it. I very, very rarely get a chance to kayak, but kayaking in calm water, yeah, it's incredible. But anyway, don't know how I got on that topic. So that land we just looked at is over here, right there, because we're landing there. So, yeah. Anyway. Okay. Yeah, it's right on the water, see? Bam. So I'll keep an eye out for it. Where's in relation to the river? Looks like it's a little... Well, it's between rivers. Okay. Still gonna say 5,000 feet. Do not need to descend yet. We can descend quickly. We can slow down quickly. If we land hot, we do have reversers. We shouldn't land hot anyway, but we got them if we need them. And as we learned, we just need to stop to end the flight. Okie dokie. Soon. That's right there. I see it. Be there in a moment. Alright, as we look outside, we see the flashing lights of the runway. Pretty straightforward. And we're going to land in a second, so let's zoom that in. Let's descend to about 2,000 feet or so. I'll be taking over before then, but let's just get the computers to do a little bit more work for us. Since we can. And descend. Boom, let's go steep. 1,600 feet per minute. Bring back those throttles. I'm confused why the flashing lights are so inland though, because I thought it was literally on the water. See? See that little thing sticking out right there? So what's this nonsense? Oh, it's this runway. That's not the runway they want. They want runway 10, which is over here, right? That's not 10, is it? No, 10 is way out. Yeah, that's the other one, right? Does this say runway 10? Yeah. So we have to dogleg a little bit. So let's do heading bug. Let's come here. Whoops. Hit heading just to make it lined up. And let's hit heading and let's go left. You can see it changing up here. When I do stuff on my multi-panel, it does show up here. See what we're doing. Anyway, a little bit more. A little bit more. Let's bring back throttles so that we can buy ourselves some time. Let's bring back throttles all the way. And there we go. Perfect. Plenty of room for a final. Yeah, that runway goes like that, but it says use 10. So if we look at this, 10 is right there. Perfect. All right, first set of flaps. We just gotta keep an eye on our speed now. We will kill autopilot in a moment. And this video also, before editing, is an hour long. It's literally going to take me 6 hours to do this bush trip. That's supposed to take 3.5, but whatever. Again, not in a hurry. I don't know if the next video will have 2 legs or not, because there's a shorter leg coming up. I may or may not separate that. I don't know. Full flaps now. Okay, this looks much better. Oh, that's insane. Look at that. I could send a picture of this to friends and say it's realistic, and they wouldn't know unless they looked at that road right there. But back there would have been realistic for sure. Oh, okay. Kill autopilot. Let's descend now. Full flap already. There's our runway touchdown right there. There's the threshold. And let's pay attention to what we're doing. We're going too slow too soon. Too much looking around, turtle, but what else is new? Lock and dam system right there. Very cool. And our runway right there. And just keep an eye on our speed. And we should be good to go. So, yeah, make sure you subscribe, notifications turned on so you know when leg 3 drops. For bush trips, I try to keep them every other day. Sometimes I go every 3rd day so I can squeeze in a Minecraft video, but usually it's every other day for bush trips. So, be subscribed, notifications turned on anyway. And then hit the like button, because that'll tell people we exist. I know it's annoying when everybody says it, but it's a psychological game like I explained at the end of the last video. If you tell people to like a video, you get like 3,000% more likes. If you tell people to subscribe, you get much more subscribers. For me, it's not about the numbers per se, it's about sharing my content with other enthusiasts, more of the like, how do I do this thing in a non-pretentious way style. That's what people like about my videos. That's what I try to do. I get a lot of compliments in my comments of people are like, oh my gosh, you treat noobs like they need to learn and not like they're just noobs, right? We were all new once. So I help people in the comments, I help people in my videos. So that's why I like my numbers going up, because that means more people can be helped by it. So yes, hit the like button. Sounds silly, but that's how the algorithm works. It's all completely dependent on engagement. So I have a lot of people that will just like leave a thumbs up comment just so they know it helps with engagement, you know, stuff like that. Look at that. Tailwind. Why? Okay. They told us to land here. What about tailwind? So a little bit of crosswind type approach, but whatever. Alrighty, here we go. I could do a little bit with the rudder, but I'm not. I'm just going to drop it down gently. There we go. And let's do reversers because we can. It's fun. And as soon as we stop, it will end the flight, I think. I don't think we need to do anything else. Yeah, there we go. Do not need to park and shut down this one. Alrighty, I already gave my outro, so you know what to do. I'll see you next time for leg 3.